What's up guys, Cash back again, and now that the Disney Plus Moon Knight show has ended, I want to talk about what our chances are of seeing him as a playable hero in Marvel's Avengers. There's definitely been a rise in popularity for Moon Knight since his mainstream introduction, and you guys have been asking me to talk about him for a while, so today's the day, so let's jump into it. Now, of course, this won't be Moon Knight's first appearance in a Marvel game because he's been in several like Marvel Ultimate Alliance and Marvel Heroes, but because the combat in Avengers is one of the biggest appeals of the game, you can't help but see the potential for heroes like Wolverine, Deadpool, and Moon Knight. When you look at all of the various abilities and attacks he has at his disposal, it just feels like he was made for this game. But another big part of Marvel's Avengers is the game's story and how important it is for each hero they add to make sense for the game's narrative. So if they were going to add a hero like Moon Knight, they would want it to make sense in the game's narrative, and it seems possible that they wanted to give themselves room to explore this at some point in the game's future. Back in December of 2020, Miller revealed that there is a major artifact in the game files called the Staff of Khonshu, which for those of you unfamiliar with the character of Moon Knight, Khonshu is the Egyptian god who gives Moon Knight his powers. So the Staff of Khonshu being in the game could serve to either simply reference the character of Moon Knight to suggest that he exists somewhere in the game's universe, or it could be planned to release alongside of Moon Knight at some point, which could be why it hasn't been officially added to the game yet. But it is interesting that it's in the game's files, and there's also a reference to Moon Knight in the game's prequel novel, The Extinction Key, which sets up several other things and heroes we could see in the game at some point that I'll cover in the future. But in the novel, the Sorcerer Supreme, who predates Doctor Strange, assembles a team of heroes to combat the main villains of the story, a group known as the Zodiac. And this team consists of Ares, the god of war, Brunhild, the Valkyrie, a Black Panther, and the Fist of Khonshu, which is a title for the avatar of Khonshu, aka the Moon Knight. So there is a bit of wiggle room for the narrative team to play with when it comes to Moon Knight. And for anyone thinking, well, he's not an Avenger, he actually was a member of the West Coast Avengers, which is something Tony was looking to establish prior to the events of A-Day, and he was hoping to have Bruce lead the team. And with She-Hulk expected to come to the game soon, we could see conversation of a West Coast Avengers team spark up again. But going back to the game's prequel novel, I believe it would be a lot more likely that if there are plans to introduce Moon Knight at some point, it would be post-Kree invasion and possibly either before or after the release of Doctor Strange, if they chose to add him. Because Doctor Strange plays a pretty big role in the prequel story, and the Zodiac could be a part of the next big storyline in the game, post-Kree and AIM. And I can see Moon Knight being pulled into the conflict at some point since it deals with magic and deities. Honestly, prior to the announcement of Jane Foster coming to the game, I thought the idea of Moon Knight being added was a pipe dream, no matter how cool he would be to play as in the game. But now with Marvel games and Disney looking to synergize more, I can definitely see it happening at some point, but I believe we're pretty far out from that becoming reality right now. But who knows, the game and studio have new backing now after the recent purchase by Embracer Group, and an increase in resources could make a lot of things possible for the game. So time will have to tell. But of course, now I want to hear from you guys. Would you like to see Moon Knight added to Marvel's Avengers, or would you prefer to see other heroes added? And if so, who do you have in mind? Let me know down below, and make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more Marvel's Avengers content every week. And if you're interested in picking up Avengers merch, shop with Fandominion, and make sure to use my code in the description to get an additional 10% off your purchase. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.